Hello. Hello.
Hello. Thomas, good to see you.
You too, my friend.
Thomas, you're gonna love this session. This is our first session, huh?
Yes, first session, yes.
Wonderful. So let me just message two people who need to join. Ah, very good. We have. Yeah, but I just messaged you. Ignore it.
All right.
So this is gonna be a nice, fun session. Tuesday, we're doing objection handling. No, fucking negative report. So for Ryan and Thomas, just so you guys are more familiar, negative rapport is being able to make your prospect understand that the reason that they are not where they need to be is because of themselves. Once someone, the prospect on the other side of the call, comes to the realization that they are the reason that they are a failure or where they are not meant to be is because of them, then you, as the professional, can get them to that next position. All right. Now, on this call, boom. Can you get someone's insecurities and bring them to light? Now, before we start this call, why do you guys believe we're doing this? So the exercise we're doing today is all of you are going to try to make each other sweat through conversation and asking questions. Again, your goal is to make the other person that you speak to sweat like a motherfucker to the point where they're so uncomfortable that they leave the call. Why are we doing this? You order. You order. No. And chart. Good. All right. So I'll let you guys think for 1 second. Give me 1 second. So, why do you guys believe we're doing this?
Is it so in a sales situation, if you're trying to persuade someone that their reasoning for not doing something like not like say if you're trying to sell something to them and you bring out the insecurities about why their method is not working, and then could you use that as an advantage to then sell your method kind of thing?
But, no, yes, you can do that, but that's not the point of this exercise. But that was a good attempt.
Okay.
Brian?
To make them feel the pain and to make them know, to let them know themselves, but let them realize themselves that they're responsible for not.
Nope. That's close to what Thomas said. While that is the point of negative report, that's not the point of this exercise. This exercise, fundamentally, if you can look at someone, speak to them, recognize their weaknesses, insecurities, and fears, that means you know that person very well, and you can have control over how you want to be seen. Right? If I can look at Thomas, make a bunch of assumptions, my assumptions are more likely, more often than not, to be correct. I can get him to love me, I can get him to hate me, and he'll have no fucking clue. And second to this, it is the ability to be uncomfortable on a call. Right? You like when you make somebody sweat, you will sweat as well. That is typically how it works. Right? So it's how far can you make another person uncomfortable? Right? So, Dio, pick a person.
Thomas.
Have fun. So, Dio's going to ask you a bunch of questions, make you feel uncomfortable. Please answer as honestly as you can.
Okay.
Thomas, how old are you?
31.
Say that again.
31.
21. Okay.
31.
Oh, 31. Sorry. Are you living alone or?
Two other people in a shared house.
Oh, so you're sharing house with two other people, correct? Okay, so I assume you're working some kind of 9 to 5?
Not quite, but I work, yeah, but not quite 9 to 5, but yeah.
Mm. Okay, sure. I'm curious, what made you want to separate yourself from?
No, dear, you're doing shit.
Yeah, wrong question. I had something in mind, so yeah.
So, Thomas, what I would have said is, Thomas, at the age of 20, did you expect that at the age of 31, you need to share accommodation with other people? It's a question.
Oh, sorry. I thought you were saying. I thought you.
No?
I did not know. No, I did not know.
So how does it feel looking in the mirror knowing that you thought you were good at the age of 20, but 31 kicked in and you realize that you're not so good? How does it make you feel?
Well, I wouldn't be in this call if I hadn't have felt that way. So yeah, onwards and upwards.
We'd hope, right? Now, what do you really what do you see when you actually look in the mirror? Like, are you proud of yourself?
I don't hate myself.
Pardon?
I don't hate myself. No, I wouldn't say I'm completely proud at 31 where I am, but it could be worse. But it could, on the flip side, be totally better.
How does that make you feel?
I'm cool with it. I'm cool with it.
Do you have a son?
Do I have a?
Son.
Sorry, say that again.
A son, son, S-O-N.
No children. No, thank God.
If you had a son and he saw what you did in your 20s, do you think he'd be proud?
Probably not. No.
It's a bit embarrassing, isn't it?
Somewhat.
How does that make you feel? Like, do you have a woman?
I do.
Is she proud?
I'd say she is. Yeah.
Should she be?
Um. Yeah.
What do you mean?
Well, if she wasn't proud, why would she be with me?
I'm questioning why she's with you now.
Uh, I possess qualities that she likes that makes her feel good.
Such as?
I'm funny. I'm ambitious. I'm good looking. I've got a good vibe. Um,
So
yeah,
three of them are characteristics. Well, one's a characteristic of a fat person, being funny, and the other two are female characteristics. And you said that you're ambitious, but you share a house with two other people at the age of 31. So you're lying to me, her, yourself, or everybody?
I'm doing what? Sorry.
Are you lying to me, yourself, her, or everybody?
Guess myself, then her, then everybody.
How does that make you feel?
Like I say, still cool with it.
Maybe that's why you are where you're like, because you're cool with it.
Yeah,
Like
maybe I've not set the bar high enough, and that's why the bar's not been set high. So that's why I'm at a low level area of my life at 31, sharing a flat with two people.
straight after that, my next goal would be let's go on to his parents and let's see if they're proud or not. And I would whole tangent going down there. All right. Now, Thomas, did I make you feel uncomfortable throughout this conversation?
Yeah, a little bit. Yeah. It's
Wonderful.
quite.
Please pick a victim and go after them.
I can. Hang on. Gonna go with Ryan.
All right.
Hello, Ryan.
Hello, Thomas.
Where are you from, Ryan?
I'm from Belgium.
Belgium, Ryan. Oh, okay. And how old are you?
I'm 21.
21. Okay. And where are you currently located? As in, do you live on your own or do you live with other people?
I live with my parents still.
Oh, okay. You live with your parents. Nice. Have you always lived with your parents?
Yes, always.
You plan on moving out from living with your parents?
Um, no, I'm good actually for now.
Oh, okay. So you don't plan on moving from your parents anytime soon?
No, I first want to make some more money before I move. And I'm actually good now. I'm happy here.
I would then hit him with a, so you're a leech.
So, so you're a leech.
Well, what do you mean by a leech?
By a
So-
leech, I mean you suck the goodness from somewhere for free.
No. You know, what you want to hit him with is, at the age of 21, you still feel the need to suckle on the tit of your mother staying in a house with the father. Right? What you want to do is you want to hit them with something that they are not familiar with or do not expect. That's going to throw them off. And the second you throw somebody off, cool. Now you can start to have fun. Does that make sense?
Makes perfect sense, yeah.
Right? And you say extreme things to get a trigger, right? If I got a trigger reaction, and let's say, example, I use the word mother, siblings, whatever, finance, whatever it's going to be. The second I see slight reaction, wonderful. Let's go attack. Feel free to carry on.
So you're a bum living with your parents, is that correct?
Well, I wouldn't say I'm a bum. I'm just like working on myself and working on getting my business off the ground, and my parents are supporting me.
They're being funded by parents.
No, I use my own funds, but I live here for free.
You see, what you made a mistake there, assuming that his parents fund. What you want to do is, so you're a bitch who needs mommy and daddy's help because you can't do it on your own. Right? Like you want to go for that type of vibe.
Then I kind of just panicked and was like, yeah.
I know. Character assassination, we're making people okay. Felix, do you understand what we're doing?
Yes,
Yeah.
kind of. We're making people feel uncomfortable by asking them questions.
Yes. If you're able to target somebody, look at their weaknesses and trigger them, you can do the opposite. Like if you can go down negative, you can go positive to the exact opposite. It's about being able to read people, make assumptions based on questions, and go further and further. The goal is to make people sweat on the call. Felix, please pick a victim.
Dio. Um, so you're working, right?
In what sense?
What are you doing every day?
I'm waking up, brushing my teeth, going to school, getting back, reading a little, jumping on mentorship calls, getting a good night of sleep, training.
And what are you doing in between those things? Do you do actual work or you're just jumping on calls and doing nothing?
Do you think that jumping on calls necessarily means doing nothing?
But you're doing actual work, like things that bring you further, or you're just listening to other people telling you what to do?
Well, don't you think that listening to other people telling you, sharing their expertise can't bring you further, closer to your goals?
It will not bring you closer to your goals if you don't do anything on yourself, because this is just people telling you stuff and you have to do the stuff.
Of course, yeah, but what do you, I guess, what do you mean by do like can you just repeat what you just said, last two sentences?
That if people are telling you what to do, it doesn't bring you further because you actually have to do it.
Yeah, of course I have to do it, yeah.
Felix, the goal is to make him sweat, not motivate him to do work. Right? Your questions, very important. Do not sacrifice questions. If it is not likely to get them sweating, do not ask it. Right? As an example, asking, where are you from? Or this question. Our goal, make them sweat. Ryan, please go after Felix.
Okay, Felix, how old are you?
I'm 23.
23. And are you still in school or are you working?
No, I'm working.
Working on what? Working doing what?
Working on my business.
That's the only thing you do?
That's the only thing I do.
And how many hours do you put in each day?
Around 2 hours.
Around 2 hours.
Yeah.
Okay. And where do you see yourself in 5 years?
Okay, pause. So he
Yeah.
just told you he works for less than 5% of his fucking day, and he's calling it a business, and that's all that he fucking does. What you want to do is give him a full-on attack with what the fuck he does with the rest of the time. As in,
Yeah.
do you spend the remaining 22 hours plucking your eyebrows, lying to yourself that you might be pretty? Yes.
Yeah. I wanted to ask him where he was going in 5 years and then like say, and do you
Make it.
think that with 2 hours
No,
that will
no. Again, you've gone down the fucking motivational route.
Oh yeah, okay. Yeah, yeah. I just need to attack.
Pretty much. That is the goal of the exercise. So, who wants to pick a victim? Thomas, thank you for volunteering. Pick a victim and have fun.
Yeah. How old are you, Dio?
I'm 15.
Oh, 15. I thought you looked 12.
Sure.
How does that make you feel knowing that you look 3 years younger than how you actually look? Oh,
I don't give a flying fuck, to be honest.
No, wait. Yeah. If you look carefully, he said he doesn't give a flying fuck, then decided to play with his tongue in his mouth, implying that there's a good chance that he does give a flying fuck, implying, cool, we've triggered him. This is the route that we go down. So let's put comparisons and let's make him feel like shit.
so you just
Yeah.
laughed. You just
No,
said so that
he said, I don't give a flying fuck, lean back, like unnecessarily, like put his tongue in a strange place in his mouth for some fucking reason. Yes, which isn't normal behavior. People do not normally just do that, right? But he did it straight after you said that, which means he was triggered, or more likely triggered. Yes, what that tells us is that he is subconscious with how he looks for his age, so on and so forth, worries about the judgment of other people, so on and so forth. We go for attacks. Make sense? It's saying stuff, looking at the person, analyzing, and going, and then saying, cool, I've got something. Right? Like once you get good at this, life kind of becomes boring as you can pretty much guide all conversations down the road that you want to take them. But that's the goal of this. It's looking at people, seeing how they react, understanding what they actually want. Who wants to go next? Oh, Dio, pick a victim.
Let's do Felix.
Wonderful.
Hello.
Hello. So, Felix, how old are you again?
I'm 23.
You're 23. And you're living with your parents, right?
No, I'm traveling permanently.
Okay, traveling permanently, sure. So, what's your weakest point?
My weakest point,
No,
Yeah.
you fucked up. You're not listening, Dio. You're not listening and you're not using your brain, right?
Okay.
You just found out that firstly he's traveling permanently, which isn't a fucking thing to do. No one travels fucking permanently. Yes. And then the second point that you need
Yeah,
to
yeah.
highlight is that he does 2 hours of work per day. In no country is 2 hours of work per day funding his ability to travel permanently. What that means is he's likely being sponsored, either by an older man or by the parents. Let's find
Yeah,
out what it is, go for the attack. But you have to listen and you have to analyze and then you have to attack.
got it.
Did anyone else in the school put two and two together?
Mm.
Uh, More specifically, did anyone on the school put the math saying the fuck is working 2 hours a day and traveling permanently?
Yeah,
That
of
math
course.
Yeah.
doesn't work,
Yeah.
right? We listen, we observe, then we attack. All right.
So, yeah? Or
Yeah, Karen.
Yeah. So, Felix, what do you mean by traveling permanently?
I'm not living in one place. I'm like going from one place to the other and going to different locations.
Sure. And you mentioned earlier that you are putting in 2 hours of work on your business every day. That's correct, right?
Yeah.
So, is that able to sustain your permanent traveling?
No,
So, where do you get the money to travel from?
from my parents.
You
Ah,
see, yeah, well, you should have said, now granted it's inappropriate, but we're doing personal attacks. You should have said, do you get it? Do you get it from mommy and daddy, or is it all the dick that you suck?
okay.
Right? Straight up personal attack, making him feel uncomfortable. Right? Literally, based on all three reactions on this call, that's what should have been said. The
Okay.
goal is to throw people off. Now, granted, this is the exercise, so no offense is to be taken because we're doing an exercise. Right? And by the way, guys, if I offend you on this call, proud of myself. Right? Because that's the fucking point of the fucking exercise. So, Felix, pick a target.
Mm, Thomas.
Felix,
So,
Felix, do you want some tips?
yeah.
Look at his background, make assumptions based on the background. He also has longer hair than the average person, which means something to do with identity. And further to that, he's only wearing black, furthering the identity thing. So let's attack his identity and what he believes to be his identity. His background says a lot about him, and his style says a lot about him. So let's break it down.
Okay, so give me a quick overview about your day. Like, what are you doing over the day?
I woke up at 6. I meditated for half an hour. I hydrated with minerals XYZ. Had a cold shower. Then I started editing. Got changed. Then I started editing videos. Then I had a 2-hour waste of life doing tax shit. Then I did the tax shit. Then I carried on editing videos. And then I ate. And then I didn't meditate. I already did that. Then I read a book, and then I carried on editing videos because I've been a bit behind on the video editing, and that's consumed the majority of my day today, if I'm being honest.
Okay, so you're just chilling your life and living in your weird spiritual bubble where you think that you're getting forward and doing boring, lazy shit to yourself.
Not quite now. I meditated for 30 minutes because that
You're
grounded me.
doing nothing.
Okay, sure.
So how does meditation bring you further?
I wasn't doing nothing. I was meditating intensely for 30
Yeah,
minutes.
nothing.
For half an hour from 6:30 till 7. That's more than a lot more than 2 hours left of the day to crack on with work, unlike yourself.
Okay, so then let's try and meditate the next 3 days and let's see where we are at the end, okay?
So
I'm sure we will get so much further in life.
No, so Felix, you did well there, but I don't think he realized. Like he felt the need to shoot a shot back at you when you went at the meditation. So that is a good sign. So one thing that you said in that sentence fucked him off. So we now have to figure out what part of that sentence fucked him off, right? But now I would have
Mhm.
gone more down a route. Do you think all the LSD you took in your 20s put you in the position that you're in now based on your background? Right?
Mhm.
So based on the background, I assume he's done LSD before. Now, could I be right? Could I be wrong? I don't know. But based on his response, I'll know whether or not I'm right or wrong. So, let, Thomas, do you think all the LSD, candy flipping, and drugs that you took in your 20s has had an effect on where you're at today?
I would say it probably has a percentage. Yes.
Wonderful. So I don't want to say he has a drug habit, but he's danced in drugs. What that means is, based on his background and based on the fact that I assumed he's drugs, and I'm correct means my other assumptions, he's now in a category. Does that make sense? Yeah. But then the only, like, I would not have guessed that about fucking Ryan. Now, granted, I don't think Ryan's done any fucking drugs, probably scared of coke. Right. But then based on Thomas's background, I'm going to make that assumption. So you have to look at a person and then think, who is this person? Right? What does XYZ mean to him? Make sense? Right? Simple question I can ask Thomas. Thomas, why do you have such long hair? Are you trying to be feminine?
No, I had alopecia once, and I grew it out to compensate, and now it's long.
Do you find that you overcompensate for many aspects of your life?
Say that again, sorry. Do you find
that you have a tendency to overcompensate for that which you lack compared to other people?
I would say not now.
So only to do with the hair?
Just the hair, yeah.
So you don't overcompensate for a small cock as well?
I'm quite happy with my cock, thanks.
Okay, cool. Well, I assume because of the excessive background, styling, trying to make yourself look cool, that you're compensating for that, but I could be wrong. Do you see yourself as an intelligent person?
I feel like the more you know, the more you realize you don't know anything about anything.
Is that the smart answer that you tried to give me to deflect?
Say I'm somewhat intelligent compared to the average person, yes. But I'm not really anything too special in the grand scheme of things.
Cool. What that tells me is that he does have an ego. He does believe himself to be better than other people. He's just trying to underplay it, trying to play humble, so on and so forth. Right? But then most likely also based on the attire and based on the background, he probably shits on the bulk of society or has negative opinions towards the bulk of society. Does that make sense? Right? And based on how he is like just environmental analysis, he also most likely tries to differentiate himself to as much of society as possible in order to compensate for his beliefs that he is different. Does that make sense? Right? And then the reason that he would, like, if anyone was to argue with that, he would then utilize his knowledge on a variety of topics and then I assume call people uncultured. Right? At this point, I'm going very stretched with analysis, but that's what you have to do. Now, Thomas, was I remotely close with any of that?
Some things not.
Cool.
I like the observation there and how you based your thoughts based on observations and stuff. That was quite fascinating how your discernment works from that.
Yeah, but then that's the goal of this exercise. We're trying to pinpoint specific things on people, and your fucking background makes it really fucking easy. Not easy, but like you give us a lot to work with.
Yeah. No.
Right?
Totally get that.
Okay, so Thomas, pick a target.
I'll go Ryan this time. Oh no, I already done. Yeah, Ryan. Go Ryan.
All right.
So you are living with your parents. We gathered that. Is that correct?
That's correct. Yeah.
You are funding yourself. Is that right?
That's correct. Yeah.
So is that a job that you do 9 to 5?
No. I just I football a bit. I play football a bit and my savings.
You get paid from playing football.
A little bit, enough to make my business to fund my business.
So is that betting on football? So you're a gambler.
No, I play football.
Oh, because you appear to not look too athletic, so that was what would lead me to believe what I just said.
Oh yeah, you don't need to be that athletic to play football and get paid.
Yeah, Thomas, you took it down the wrong route. Like, yeah,
To be honest, I didn't have a fucking clue what to say. To be honest, I just came up with that on the spot. Really,
you bumped into one of the few people in the world who gets like paid to play sports. Like, you back the fuck up. I would have hit him. Ryan, why the fuck do you have a globe on your desk?
I got it from my grandmother a long time ago.
Was that all she could afford?
No,
So why
but
the fuck she?
it's sorry,
So why did she get you a globe?
sorry.
Why did she get you a globe?
Because she wanted me to learn about the world.
Were you a stupid kid growing up that you needed a globe in your room to remember all the countries?
No, I'm not stupid, but it's a beautiful thing, and you can learn the countries by it. When I was young,
So you find your globe to be beautiful.
yeah, yeah, I do.
Do you jerk off to it in the evenings?
No,
That
that's a bit
is that too
over.
far? Yeah,
That's a bit too far, yeah.
I know, friend. But then I also. So why do you still have the globe? Have you learned the countries?
No, but I find it a beautiful thing to have as decoration.
But you said it helped you learn countries. How long have you had this globe for?
Like 10 years or something.
So you were a stupid kid growing up because you've had a fucking globe on your fucking desk for fucking 10 years. You said it helps you learn countries and you still haven't fucking learned the countries.
Yeah, I haven't put time in it. I just kept it for decoration, not really where it was supposed for what it was supposed to do. But yeah,
So when it comes to interior design, you thought a globe would make your room look better.
yes,
I can see why you went down the route of success through kicking a ball. It makes a lot more sense now. I can see why that is a better thing for you to do rather than anything that requires academic or thought. Is there anything else
well,
cool in your room that helps you with life and is beautiful to your eyes?
mm, no,
No. So
just my club.
so as far as your capacity for let's make this room pretty, you got a fucking globe.
Yeah, yeah.
Says a lot about you, doesn't it?
I don't know
Does it remind you of your grandmother?
of my what?
Your grandmother, the globe.
Oh, no.
I am partially baffled why you still have a fucking globe in your room, right? But what you want to do is you want to find specific things. Like I could have gone down the grandmother route, but can't really be fucked to do so, right? So yeah, Dio's changed the fucking location. What the fuck? Is there a TV in your kitchen? What the fuck is that?
It's the fucking thing that, when you cook and it smells. It's the thing that,
Sure.
it takes the bad air.
What the fuck is it sideways?
It's not sideways, it's designed like it.
Is this what they have in third world countries? Is this
Come on. Bosch, haven't you heard of Bosch? They're German, like they're good stuff. Like
yeah, back in the day. Bulgaria takes a while to catch up, right?
come on.
But no, it's understandable. You're from Bulgaria. It's a pretty shit country with not much money. So it makes sense why you've got whatever the fuck that is above your. Is it a fire that you use or do you guys have gas? Which one is it?
I'm not gonna. No, it's not gas. It's
What is it?
electricity.
Okay. Interesting. Who wants to go after Dio and his interesting kitchen? Felix, have fun.
Um, I'm so uncreative. I don't know what to say right now.
It's okay. You can keep playing with your hair. Now, we're going to change up the exercise just a little bit. I want you guys to look at each other, pick a person, and tell me a fact about that person. And then I would like you guys to confirm whether it is correct or not correct. Does this make sense?
Like a negative thing or
Negative, positive, I don't give a shit. Right? We're now looking at reading, understanding other people. You guys have it. This is more than enough for you guys to assess things of each other. Do not tell me a fact like Ryan lives with his fucking home, their parents. Yes. Make a character judgment. So please read. Thomas, I expect you to be good at this. So please, whenever you guys are ready, raise your hand and then tell me your assessment. Okay, Felix.
I have two. Ryan, he has been popular in school, and Dio is not popular in school.
Ryan, were you popular?
Primary school, not high school.
Interesting. Dio.
It's math. I can't really determine. We're like 30 people in several
Okay, so
classes.
you were incorrect with Ryan and correct with Dio. Okay, Ryan.
Do you think you're way better than your classmates in
Oh,
school?
100%, yeah.
Honestly, he's in Bulgaria. Very easy to assess that, average IQ data, but that's fine. Okay, but all in all, good. But why did you assume that?
Just because the way he reacted, like in the previous conversations,
Yes,
like
but
about this.
another thing is he's 15 going into entrepreneurship. So he's
Yeah.
automatically seeing different to other people, meaning that he probably thinks he's better than everyone else in his class who isn't even looking at a job. All right. But then we ask, what is he coping? Like, what's the coping mechanism behind this? Where does insecurity come from? Which girl didn't look at him? Thomas.
The only two things I could think of was that Dio and Ryan both live with their parents, but I already knew that. But that's the only thing I could think of on the top of my head based on observations.
Well, fucking Dio's 15. He has to fucking live with somebody.
So, yeah, true. I don't know, Felix, your accommodation that you're staying at looks like it's no more than $10 a night.
No, that's an attack. We're trying to look. We're trying to make assessments. So, as an example, one assessment could be Felix isn't in a relationship. I'm assuming this because of A, B, C, D. And we ask Felix if that's correct. Okay, Ryan.
Did you get called ugly a lot now when you were younger, Felix? And that's why you're, well, how do you say it? Look very neat.
Very what?
Neat.
Very neat.
Neat.
Yes.
What is neat?
He's calling you metrosexual.
Ah, okay.
Ryan,
Um,
metrosexual means that he takes a lot. He takes care of himself, unless it's
Yeah.
Yes. Felix, is he correct?
not specifically, but I was having troubles growing up with the way I look. Yes.
Very good. That is a good assessment. Well done, Ryan. Give us some more, guys.
Thomas, did you have a lot of friends when you were in primary school, or were you more a loner and just
No, I've never really been a loner, to be honest.
Thomas, did you believe in school that you were smarter than your teachers?
Did I believe? Sorry,
That you were
sorry.
smarter than your teachers?
No, I didn't believe that. No.
Cool. Dio, feel free to contribute.
For Thomas, like
No.
his
Okay. So now take a moment, analyze, and assume someone's parental situations.
yeah, sure. Well, for Rune, it seems like he's got it all figured out, but at the same time, he still has a lot of work to do, so it's kind of 50-50. He's headed somewhere, but he hasn't still achieved much.
What?
Hmm?
I don't understand what you said.
Yeah, well, I had to just those eyes. I had to read them and present their current situation, correct? Or something about them, right?
Yes.
Yeah. Well, that's what I said about Ron. I said that it seems like he's got it all figured out, right? So, like, you can take it however, in his personal life, in his business life, whatever, but it's in the sense that he's got the right direction, but still hasn't achieved much. So it's undergoing, right?
Yeah, well, that's facts. Yeah.
Ryan,
Felix, did you have uh, did you have a close relationship with your parents when you were young, or a
no,
bad relationship since?
pick
Sorry?
one. Don't ask any
Yeah, do
questions.
you have a did you have a bad relationship with your parents when you were young, and that's why you're now traveling never home and funded by your parents as overcompensation for their not giving love and when you were young?
No, sadly no. Or thank God no.
Cool. Any more attempts? Wonderful. Now, please assume me. Let's see what you guys have.
You've been having a shitty childhood.
Correct.
You've been called short by a lot of women.
Honestly, firstly, very offensive. Secondly, only one woman called me a short king. She meant it.
Yes?
Yeah, it was fucking disgusting. I had we spoke about it for 1 hour. It's outrageous. Yeah. But no, there's only been one girl that's brought it up to me.
You had a bad relationship with your parents when you were young?
Typically a shit childhood, connected. Yes and no.
Okay.
You you're not so connected to your emotions.
Honestly, out of all assessments, well done. You know. Wait, pause. Felix, what do you mean by that?
That you're not in contact with your emotions.
But what does that mean?
That you are kind of not able to feel your emotions because you're just focused on the mental, emotionally unavailable.
Not really.
Did you get shit on a lot when you were a kid, and now do you like to shit on people or give people shit, basically?
No. I won't give you the connection between that because the reason I give people shit is so that they actually become better.
Mhm.
Like if I think someone's just shit, I won't speak with them. Yes, Thomas?
So what am I supposed to pick things with you? Is that what you said?
Come on, come on.
What am I doing the same thing what I've just done, but with you?
Yes.
Okay. No, you've just ordered a Five Guys from the observations.
It wasn't me who ordered it, but yeah, cool.
Um,
You don't sleep a lot.
Sometimes I don't sleep a lot, sometimes I do. Depends.
You don't care about your look.
you don't give a fuck about what other people think of you, that's for sure.
That was incorrect. And Felix. I'll tell you why that's incorrect. Felix. No, yeah, so Felix, what did you say? I don't care about how I look.
You don't care about your look, yeah.
Not right now or in general?
Like in our calls, I guess.
What the fuck would I care about how I look in these fucking calls?
I don't know.
Okay, cool. All
So
in
I'm
all,
right.
no, I typically care about how I look. The only reason I would dress a certain way is to show you guys how you need to dress and hold yourself. Past that, like the main thing that you guys need from this is my brain. Yes, dear?
You eat like shit because you think that doing business is harder than taking care of your health. Therefore, you need to know that you're capable of doing the harder thing because yes, you will be able to do the easier thing later down the line. But yeah, I don't know if I'm fully right.
No. I wouldn't say I eat that bad, but the bad things about why I eat is nice and simple. I forget to eat, my blood sugar goes low, so I need to spike it by eating shit, which isn't good for me. But it spikes my blood sugar and allows me to keep working.
Sure, so your work is more important than your health then,
And my what?
than your health.
I'm gonna
Because
fucking die one day, so
that yeah, but if there's 30 years difference, you know.
I have a six pack. Like physically, I'm doing fine. Like, I'm, my diet is very extreme, but also very good. So no, doesn't apply.
Sure.
Now, Thomas, you made an assessment that I don't care about people, right?
Oh, what? Because I said you don't give a fuck.
Yeah. But then why do I work so hard?
Wait, are you asking me why you work so hard?
Yes. Yes.
So, so you can appear like you don't give a fuck when it matters. I don't know.
No, because most likely it's a coping mechanism.
Coping. Okay.
Make sense?
Yeah, totally.
Come on, guys, give me some good stuff.
You're raising up your self-worth by buying material stuff. You have a Lamborghini, you can't say no.
Yeah. No, I'm gonna say no. The reason for it is, firstly, I don't see like normal cars as cars, in my personal opinion. So like my standard is slightly different, and I don't care about the materialistic things. I just understand what they do. As an example, I hate Rolexes. Like I hate this fucking watch. I genuinely have a distaste for it. The only thing is, I know that people like Rolexes and people will make snap judgments because I'm wearing a Rolex. That snap judgment will be useful for me, so I wear a Rolex. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Like fundamentally, I'm not a blown materialist.
Mm.
I don't care about material.
No,
Do it for appearances, for business.
Yeah, literally.
Elevate
So
things, but really you don't actually find any meaning in it, and you're just using it as a tool rather than a pleasure.
I know for a fact that if security are causing me issues, I just need to highlight the fact or make them see that I've got a Rolex on, and they're automatically going to assume certain things and likely fuck off or feel intimidated simply because of a watch. Right? If I'm trying to approach girls, I know for a fact if I'm wearing an AP, my success rate is going to go through the fucking roof. So I make sure I shake my hand like this to them. I don't give a fuck about the watch. Like it ticks. But other people give a fuck for some reason. So wonderful. Use that to my advantage.
Psychological choice to put you at an advantage.
When you were young, were you like not popular with girls? Let's just say, let's just say it like that, and you thought you couldn't get girls, and now you can get girls, and that's what you like to brag about or tell people?
Right. I tell people I'm a
No.
virgin. What do you mean? Now, let's take a pause for 1 second. A very long time ago, I started doing this. Yes. So I would look at somebody and I would analyze and I would make my assessments. And in the beginning, loads of my assessments were wrong. But with time, there were common factors amongst humans, right? So I'm going to give an example. Thomas's background is very simple to analyze because he will likely be very much in the same type of group with people with that type of background. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Right? Felix is metrosexual to shit and thinks way too much about his looks. Very easy camp to put him in. His insecurities are very obvious, and his securities are also very obvious. What he values is also like his value parameters are clear as fucking day. Right? Now, with both the differences between the two people, I can get them to like me very quickly, or I can get them to dislike me by targeting very quickly. Does that make sense?
Yes.
Right? That's the point of the exercise of what we're doing today. And the more uncomfortable you are, the more comfortable you are sitting in discomfort, the better you will do. That is just a fact. Because at all points in life, you will come across moments where you are uncomfortable or people are uncomfortable. And then it's either you're gonna step up or not step up. And this is a good way to put it is this is exposure therapy for that. Does this make sense?
Yes.
Wonderful. Now we're going to finish off the last 10 minutes. Each person is going to make an assumption, right? Not a question, an assumption about each person on this call, myself included, and you will either confirm or deny. Does that make sense? So
Like the same we did now, just for each person.
each person, right? So no rush, take a moment. And Dio, after this, it's time for your bed because you're getting tired. Yes, it's time to go sleepy sleep. Put on, remember, Cocomelon. Yes, we're gonna put on a nice episode of Cocomelon, the sleepy one.
Ishmael, I promise you, there's gonna be day from some holiday in Bulgaria that I'm gonna join all your coaching calls in a day, all of them. And we're gonna see who falls asleep then. I can promise you this.
So you're telling me that you're capable enough to sit in on 8 hours worth of Zoom?
Yes,
My longest Zoom
absolutely.
meeting was 15 hours.
Absolutely, yeah,
I
yeah.
had a Zoom meeting for 15 hours, Dio.
Sure.
Yeah.
Were you doing buy or die or?
No, I know. It was just a meeting between idiots. And we were just discussing a lot of work. Okay. So, Felix, where the fuck are you?
1 second. Like
Whenever.
how long do we think about that? Because I have to pee like shit.
Go fucking pee.
Okay, then
Thomas,
Yeah.
are you a big fan of film culture?
Of film culture.
Yeah.
Nah.
Interesting.
Ismael, do you look down on people who
Yes.
are
Yes.
too scared to go out their comfort zone?
You could have just finished it. Do you look down on people? Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
No, in a bad way, like in a humble way, I say that. Yeah. But specific to that one, no, not really. Like the reason that I say no to that is because I understand that different people have different goals, right? And my goals are completion of tasks, success, building systems, so on and so forth. That's like how my measurement of success, whereas someone else's maybe aren't. Right? And those are two different parameters. I recognize as different parameters, and as such, what I define as successful or this or that doesn't apply to other people. Make sense? And then like
Makes sense.
half the sex, which is women, and like women shouldn't go outside their comfort zone. That's just not a smart idea. Right? Because that's just gonna lead into like problems. Like,
Okay.
Okay, Ismail, I'm going to assume that you understand the male-female dynamic very well.
good assumption.
Thomas, I'm gonna assume that you really care about your friends and you really don't want to give up or would sacrifice them for your own personal success, even though it would be better.
Well, I would sacrifice my
Yeah, wait. So, Ryan, you're saying that he would sacrifice his gains to help his friends. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, that he basically would put himself down for his friends, even though it's shit for him.
I would, to be honest.
Yes. Is that correct?
Or that I would sacrifice my friends, sacrifice myself for my
No.
personal.
Yes.
Probably, maybe, yeah. I don't know if it was a good friend. Probably, yeah. Well, how much
Okay.
I'll allow. Yeah, I probably would. Yeah, I'm a bit of an empath when it comes to stuff like that. Yeah.
Very good.
Good assumption. Dio, I'm just an assumption, might be wrong. You're an only child? No. Okay.
And Dio, are you the only daughter in your family?
I don't know if I'm a daughter in the first place, but do I look like a daughter?
You don't want my response.
Your response. Okay.
You do you could come across as a lesbian, yes. I can convince a few people. Felix, some assumptions, please.
Okay, I have one for you. You really think in boxes when it comes to gender.
My response is what other way is there to think about it? Or do you
Why
have-
I think what? That you
Yeah,
think in boxes when it comes to genders. Woman, man,
oh no, woman,
like
man, there's other. Like other.
no, that a man is like this and a woman is like that.
And then you have the
And
other.
that is fact. The
No,
other people?
I recognize the other.
Okay, still, but you think that there is like roles for man and woman, and those are there.
Yes and
This
no.
is not even an assumption. This is kind of true, just the way you've been talking a lot here.
I'm inclined to say no because as an example, I wouldn't say that a woman's place is the kitchen, mainly because men are, in my opinion, better cooks than women. I do believe that there
Yeah,
is.
you see here, you got it.
What do you mean?
Men cook better than women.
Yes, they do.
Yeah, so man, woman.
No, but Felix, it's a fact. How many famous female
Yeah,
chefs do
see
you
here?
No, Felix, how many female chefs that are famous do you know?
I don't know any famous
One.
chef because I'm not interested.
No, but go into Google and type in most successful or most world-renowned chefs and
I
tell me
know
how
their
many of them.
man. I know their man. But
Tom.
still, there are some women out there that can cook amazing, and some men that can cook shit.
But I understand. I'm not saying women can't cook. That would be a retarded statement. Of course, there's many great female chefs. Yes, but I'm of the opinion in this day and age that most women don't cook because they don't want to, because it is disempowering.
Yeah,
I disagree with you simply because everyone has their own boxes for gender.
yeah. And you have strong boxes.
Uh, Do you have strong boxes for gender, Felix?
No, because I'm the best example that it's not always a strong box.
I'm, I'm very confused. Oh,
Because
fuck
I
you.
don't think in your strong box of being a man. This is why I don't have strong boxes. Because I see that those strong boxes are not always true.
Felix, I'm not gonna lie, I'm slightly confused. I also think we're going into. I'm confused. Thomas, your hair is very.
Then don't worry.
Ishmael,
Yeah,
Ishmael, I got a call with the client now. Just so I'm gonna leave, but for the cold email, call that we talked.
yes. Send me the details about your client's niche, and I'll write up some scripts. And send me the dog shit that you have. I know you've got some stuff. It's dog shit. I've already I know this. Yes.
Mhm.
So send me what you have, and then I'll adjust it. Okay.
Okay, sure. Okay, thanks.
Imagine the 15-year-old had to leave because he's got to do work for his clients. Painful. Painful. Do you guys understand the point of this exercise?
Yeah.
Yes.
Right? We need to get better at it. Now, granted, you guys were pushing, which is good. It's okay to be wrong because the fact is, the more often you do this, the better you'll be at being correct. Right? As an example, you all know the Myers-Briggs test. Do you guys know this test?
Yes, yes, yes.
So Myers-Briggs puts everyone into 16 categories, and it's relatively accurate. Right? That means that you can group humans into 16 different groups, which is not very different. Right? Humans as a whole were relatively similar. So you can very quickly assume correct based on certain behavioral patterns. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Wonderful. So any questions before we fuck off?
How can we train this? Well,
By actively using your brain and doing this in real life. I bet this person doesn't like this. And ask them the question. And then you'll see when you're right, when you're wrong. And then you have to look at why did I think that and what made it wrong. Right? Do this often enough, you won't be wrong that many times. Now, granted, you can still be wrong. As an example, I had an assumption that Thomas likes film music due to the fact that he wants to come across as different, and most film junkies, they stress the fact that they're different. So I put that one and that one together, but that was incorrect. Right? But then I, to an extent, have learned not everyone in that group, or not, I can't say predominantly because I was asking of one person, but then I can see that I can't always make that connection. Right? And the more often you do this, the better understanding you have of people. Right? You will find that your prospects are all the fucking same. Like you can group them stupidly easily into different categories. Right? So if you guys are there in the next session, I'm continuing this. And if you're not, I'll see you in the next session. Are you guys booked in for your next one?
Booked in at
yes.
8 o'clock. Is that going to carry on this one at 8 o'clock?
Yeah.
Yeah, cool. All right. See you at 8 o'clock, my friend.
Cool. See you guys.